Hi DJ. How you doing, buddy? Hi Mark. I'll wait till a few more people turn up. Good to hear, DJ. I'll throw my watch over there. I won't ever find it again. Hi Steve. All good, mate? All good. If I put this on here, that's what I'm going to be making. Mark, yeah, I can do the only two sizes I do standard are 50 and 75 millimeter. I know Simon does 37s, 47s, and things like that. But I'm also going to be doing the cloth backed or the Velcro backed rolls, 150 mil wide, so you can cut your own discs out because they're wider than normal rolls. Most rolls are only 100 mil. These are going to be 150. So you get two 75s or three 50 mils, or if you've got a cutter, you can cut them out to whatever size you like. If you look at the top of the chat, guys, actually, I will pin that comment. Right. Pinned to the top is a link. So if anyone's got a camera and a headphone set, or a microphone, even just on your laptop, feel free to come in as an earworm and chat away while I just, I don't know, mess about with this. Yeah, I know quite a few people cut them on their lasers, Mark. It's apparently quite an easy process, but lasers scare the bejesus out of me, so I don't use them. Nine people. Hello, 9 people. If you're lurking in the background, say hello. I will do some work in a minute. Honest, I'm just getting myself kind of. I've only come downstairs about 10 minutes ago. Doing all the boring stuff before we go in the workshop. Like coffee and pills and injections and admin, emails, phone calls. Right, what am I doing? So I changed this over last night, put it in the chuck. So lathe back to 0, turn the lathe up. Actually, before I do that, just make sure that's still tight. Because it's sat overnight. This is jobbing work, Mike. Hi, Mike. This is part of a staircase I've been commissioned to help make. So I've done these yesterday. These are the tops for the newel posts. There's 5 in total that need doing. Done 3, that's number 4. That's the original. That's the one I work off of. And before anybody says anything, Pete, if you're listening, I haven't done a storyboard for this one because I'm working from the original. So I'm just doing each one as I go. Using calipers, dropping my pencil. Right. Too fast. $1,400 revs. Put the camera there, see if it stays. Not the camera, the phone. Quick sharpen. This is going to be the ball top. So that's the length of the ball, same as the diameter. That line there is the center line, and that's the bottom line. So I can reduce the diameter on this one a bit. I am wearing safety glasses, but I haven't put my dust visor on yet, because if I do that, I sound like Darth Vader and nobody can understand a word I use. A word I say. Most people can't understand a word I say anyway. Yes, Wayne, I have. Says he can't find it. Hold on, Wayne. Let me share it. Message. Just sent it to you, Doug. Wayne. Pinned to the top of the chat, Wayne, if you're watching, is StreamYard link if you want to pop in. I think somebody asked me this morning if I could show how I do these. And I did reply with saying, if I took the time to film this and do a video, it would take me twice as long as it normally does. So I'd obviously earn half as much. And then I came downstairs and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll just go live. and I don't have to do any editing. Steve Jones does brilliant videos on how he does the spheres. Hey Mark, how are you, buddy? Steve Jones does brilliant videos. Anyway, links at the top of the chat, mate, if you want to pop in. So I shared a link to one of his videos where he turns a ball with a skew. I'm okay with a skew, if I do say so myself, but I'm not brave enough to do a ball with a skew yet, because the customer has supplied these blanks. They're glued up, they're sapele. He wants 5 and he's given me 5 blanks, so I've got no spares to mess about with. This is a one hit. If I do it wrong, it's wrong and I'm scuppered. So I'm using a spindle gouge. Alright. So the first thing I do is just take a corner off. What I'm aiming for, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a line there. That line is going to stay right to the end till I sand it. And I can take some of this off. You got plenty. Oh, that's good. And I think the postage down from Scotland, didn't it? Be a bit hard. Now, because these are, I haven't got any spares basically. I do have a template that I'm working to. So that is one good thing anyway. Just whittle away at it. Rub the bevel before the cut. As you come around the end, you lift the handle. Sorry, am I getting on the way? Oh, sorry. I'm having so much trouble with my cameras at the moment. Let me try and give you a different camera. Just, headstock. Bear with. I have to do this. Deactivate, activate. There you go. Properties, configure, camera, take that off, do that, press OK, go back there, press OK. How's that? Is that better? That better, Mr. Klingspor? Is that better? If we take that one off. How's that? Are you coming in then, Klingspor, or what? Am I doing this on my own, am I? Half inch. Right. I'm mortally offended, Wayne. Shine off of my head indeed. My head shine, exactly. Right. Take the elbow stabber away. As you can see, this is held in a chuck. What can I join? Do I need to do it on a laptop? Yes, DJ. You need basically you need a webcam and a microphone. So if you've got a laptop, they should have those. All right. So look how far off I am. Not that far. Change to a smaller couch. Hey, Rob. Andy. Do that. There you go. That's close enough. Nice thing about the newel posts is the two at the bottom of the stairs are 4 feet apart. Two at the top of the stairs are a full staircase away from the ones at the bottom, and they're 4 feet apart. And the fifth one is on a center banister about 12 feet away from the nearest one. So what I'm getting at is these are handmade and they don't have to be absolutely Steve Jones precise. There is slight variation in all of them. Spheres are not my specialty, but I am going to use Going Way signature skew just to take out any big lumps. before I sounded. Right, Nick? Well, if you can't stay, why did you bother coming in, Nick? Seriously, man. It's Friday. Don't expect any niceties from me today. I've got to turn this on. This stuff's killing me. Ah, um, but I haven't screwed it up, Nick. Oh, I've done it. It's just about perfect. The thing with, I don't know if you guys can see that one isn't a perfect sphere. If you look, it's got a bit of a flat just here. So it's an elongated sphere. So the template that I'm working to is exactly the same because I drew the template off of the original. So it is actually pretty much spot on. So na, Mr. Jews. I'll make you do one of these at Harrogate. There you go. I'll mess you up, won't it? See you later, Mick. Thanks for popping in, even if it was brief. Go on, Wayne. I need some of the earworms. I got to do some of you. Well, I could. I just don't want to. Oh, right. What's the next bit? Okay, the next bit is the bottom diameter for the bottom of the sphere. So I will get my calipers out. I know this isn't the fastest way to do it, but like I said, I've got no spares to work to. So basically I can't mess these up. Hello, Steve. How are you, sir? What time do I call this? I call this 10 past 11. It's the time most people call it when it is what it is. I work for myself, mate. I live upstairs. I can trundle downstairs whenever I like. I don't work for the man. I work for myself. Right. So I need light on this. I have to be able to see. There we go. I am really, really, really taking my time with these guys, especially because I'm on camera and I've got people like Steve Gordon watching, who does this all day, every day for a living, just like I do. Right. I imagine you're going to go in here with a skew. All that does is gives me a nice finish down in the bottom. There we go. Perfect. So if I do that, perfect. So that's actually the hard, but that's the part I'm really nervous about when I do these. And yeah, I get nervous. This guy do this for a living, or try to make a living from it. Doesn't mean I don't get nervous about it. Malcolm, how are you, mate? Steve, if you want to pop in as an earworm buddy, there's a link at the top of the chat for StreamYard. Just click on it, follow the instructions, and you can come in and abuse me in person. It's nice. I'm happy with that. Right, so that's the bit I'm nervous about. Now I'm going to take it down to its maximum diameter, which is the base. So I'm just off camera doing a caliper thing. Right. So back here, I need to take this down to its maximum diameter. Which is there. So I can get rid of all of this, because this is all smaller. Wayne, are you coming in as an earworm, please? Seriously, man. Get your coffee on. Your non-flavored Dewberry coffee. Right, the next bit I want to do is this diameter down here. I can't really show you guys because I need to rest this on the table. Doing with... Oh, okay, buddy. No worries. It's all right. Hey, I was live on Facebook yesterday or the other day. I only had 2 people watching, so 12 people watching is brilliant. Can you hear the wheels turning in my head? Because I'm concentrating. I don't want to get this wrong. Right, that's speed. So, stop being stupid. Hey, it's DJ.
Hello.
Hello. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
Everybody, this is DJ Brinkley, a young, aspiring woodturner of some very significant talent. So he's going to talk about what's going on in the chat. I can get on with this now.
Mark, to look at the chat, do I go on stream? Do I look at private chat or comments? Is it
Comments, maybe.
comments? Okay, yeah, found it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just basically feed me with whatever's happening.
Yep. Okay.
Right. So all I'm doing now is just marking my transition points, just so I've got a rough idea. I'm looking at the actual, because my phone's there, so I can see the chat. That's where normally the original would sit.
Yeah.
So I can see it as I'm turning it. But I've got it down on a table over there. And I'm looking at it down there.
So how many of you are you doing of these? You said 5, right?
There's 5. I've done 3. This is number 4, and I've got the 5th one to do. What I'll do is I'll finish this one in this live, mark up the 5th one, drop it between centers, and take it down to its maximum diameter round. And that's where I started with this one. And then I'll end the live. So what I'm going to do here is mark off for this big bead.
So what's it like to be a production turner now?
Yeah, it's good. Pays bills. I mean, what's the best way to say it? I'm not 100% production turning like Richard Finley, Dave Dalby, Steve Jones. I do bespoke commission work for joiners, carpenters, private individuals.
Yeah.
The artistic stuff I still do as and when. I'm not doing small batches of stuff. Like this is a full staircase that I'm doing. Over the back, over there, is the rest of the newel posts and all the spindles, which I've got to do before Thursday next week. I'm just getting these done and out of the way because I had some time because I finished all my other jobs quickly. Like the other day I was doing those crayon sticks. That was 50 odd of those. I've got another 30 to do. I've got some lamps to do for a customer up in London. I've got a spinning wheel to repair. I've got some skittle balls to make. There was something else as well, which I've got to do. I haven't got my order book down here, it's upstairs. Because I'm old, I forget stuff. So
you're quite busy, would you say that?
Busy-ish.
Yeah.
Plus I'm teaching. I've got lessons booked every week now. 1 or 2 days every week up until September.
That's good. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
And
nice.
Demonstrating as well at clubs.
How's that been going?
Yeah, really good. I'm booked. I've got one next week. I've got an all-day demo next week in Bodmin, and I've got 2, 3, 4 more clubs booked this year, and I've already started taking bookings for next year.
Klingspor Abrasives just said, I'm selling amazing abrasives, don't forget that.
Oh yeah. So, Rob, I did forget. Yes, I also obviously distribute for
Weavy
Klingspor
Woodshed's
Abrasives.
now in.
That's Wivey. Hi, Wivey.
Ruby's in.
Ruby's in. Hello,
Yep.
Ruby. Ruby, there's a link at the top of the chat. If you want to come in as an earworm, feel free. Join DJ.
Ruby said, "Don't forget, Mark. If you need any help with big handle order."
Oh, no, she's been given a big handle order. I might be helping
Ah.
her with it. She's been asked to do 1,000 tool handles, I believe. Right. So stop and have a look. Right, DJ, I can see you, but nobody else can. So if you want to pick your nose or scratch your head or make faces, that's fine. But just don't forget I can see you.
I'm good, thanks, but I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, this is the first time doing something like this, so it's quite interesting to see how it works. Because I'm normally just watching.
Well, yeah, you're usually in the chat. So you know what the earworms do, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just sort of monitor and answer questions. If anybody in the chat, if you've got some questions for DJ, ask them, because this is a little bit of an opportunity for him to showcase himself. I met DJ last year at the seminar, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good weekend, wasn't it?
We met at the weekend. Yeah, it was a good, really good weekend.
You were there with your mum, weren't you?
Yeah.
So how long have you been wood turning? How long have you been turning then?
I've been turning for about 3.5 years now. I started turning actually I got my lathe just before I turned 11, and I was turning before just before, about a week before I would turn 11, but I would say and that's where I started learning and stuff. So.
Okay, you broke up a little bit there towards the end.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear me say I've been turning for about 3.5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been turning about 3.5 years, so I've had a lot, or I'm not. I've had a couple lessons. I managed to get a day, 2 days. I won like a youth training day sort of thing on my for one-on-one session with Mick Hambury. So that was really good. So I learned quite a lot from him. But yeah, I haven't had many lessons. I'm mostly self-taught. I watch a lot of YouTube, but you have to be careful on YouTube, of course. But
yes.
Yeah.
So I started, buddy.
Yeah.
But I will say I learned more faster from actual in-person lessons than I ever did on YouTube.
Yeah.
People like Wayne, Glenn Lucas, Colin Way, Emma Cook, Ruby Clare, Pete from Twisted Trees, Terry. I've had in-person lessons with all those people, and you cannot beat having an in-person lesson.
No. I know what you mean. I've also had some, like, there's the training days on the AWGB website. I've done, I think, one of those, and that was really good because I met Paul Hannaby from who I've known for a long time. Yeah, I've known him for quite a long time from COVID and stuff on the meets on there. So it was nice to meet him. I met him at the weekend seminar. But yeah, that was a fun day. I made a gavel because I was asked to make one of those, and I weren't overly. I made a couple ones, but I didn't like the proportions, so I said, "Can we do that?" So I made a nice gavel.
Sorry, I've got a fly that keeps landing on my leg just as I'm doing. See you later, Steve.
But yeah, so I mostly turn, or at the moment I've been turning mostly bowls because I kind of enjoy bowl turning a bit more. But
Right. Sorry. Good. Turn bowls. That cut I just made there, that's the little fillet just in there where my finger is. So now I know that this maximum diameter is this peak just here. You see that? So now I've got to go down to
is that just a spindle gouge?
yeah, that's a 1/4 inch.
Nice.
So that's that one. The next fillet is ever so slightly smaller diameter than the one I've just done. I'm using a thin parting tool because the thicker parting tool is too thick for this fillet. So I'm using a thin one and I'm doing 2 widths. Which I think is getting close. There you go. Right, so that one's done now. So now what I want to do, just take this down to meet the fillet. I might just need to get in the bottom here with a skew. Just keep those corners crisp. There you go. Right, so what we've got so far then, when you're doing work like this and you're copying an exact, just keep stopping and looking at it. Right, happy with that. So, this bit here can now join up because that's going to be a cove. So I've already done the maximum diameter here. I swear this fly is going to be the death of me. Go away.
A quick question for you. I saw,
Yeah.
again, you said you were going to start selling abrasives. Are they on your
Yeah.
website yet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because I did look at.
I've got a shop on my website.
Okay, yeah, because I did look a while ago and I didn't see any. Because I saw you put on Instagram, but I didn't know if it was up yet. So.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Right. So this is going to be a cove. that. Just check I've gone down deep enough.
So are you just are you using calipers on the other piece, then just reference it off the new piece?
Yeah, I'm using, I've taken measurements off the original.
How many pieces would you? Oh, sorry. How many pieces would you say you would do to then make a template?
If I was doing more than 5,
Okay.
so I was doing 6 and above, I would then, so if I was doing 6, or if I was doing 10 or 20 or 30 or 40, then I would make a template. Okay. Right. Now this here, actually I'm going to do that with, the peak on this is flattened. It's not a crisp point, whereas on the other one it is. So I think, perfect, yep, that's done. Right, so I've just got to turn this on a minute.
So how long have you been turning?
Hold on. Sorry, mate, when I've got that thing on, I can't hear a word.
Okay. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks is in.
Hey, Todd. Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, I asked how long have you been turning then?
This time, because I did do a bit of turning in my mid-20s when I was making knives, because I used to turn the handles that I used for my knives. But this time I started in April 2019. So 4.5 years.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so this is going to be the spigot that I thought that goes into the top of the newel posts. So it takes it down to that diameter. Doesn't look right, but try to put it. Thought I had. Well, that's going to be a glue channel. Always check your calipers. The calipers had slipped.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times when doing tendons and bowls recently. They move, so then it don't fit my chuck. So I have to then remount it and return it. But,
Yeah.
do you mind
It's
if I
alright though.
share? Do you mind if I share this on my Instagram story? Hopefully, get some more people in.
Yeah, go ahead, mate. Thank you. Right. That's fine. And then we just saw off the flush cut saw. Oh,
Give me a minute. I'm just quickly trying to do this.
yeah, that's fine. Right, so there we have the two cameras twisted. There we go. There you go. So that's the exact copy of that one. So now that's 4 done. We just get the last blank.
There you go. Shared it.
Thank you, buddy. Right, so that's how it starts off. I think I may have actually killed the fly that was driving me insane. So I just use it. Well, there's different ways of doing this. Just scribe with the center finder. I tend to use an awl or a marking knife because it gives you a more exact center than a pencil.
Okay.
Because pencils can be a bit fat, so you're not actually hitting dead center. So I know that the guy who made these, because that's 2 pieces of sapele glued
Oh, it's
together.
been glued. Okay.
Yeah.
Always a bit
There's the
risky.
glue. Wow. The guy I'm doing this for has been a wood turner. Not wood turner.
Carpenter.
Thingy. Yeah. Carpenter. Joiner. For 35 years.
Okay.
And he doesn't use the glue I've ever heard of. And he reckons he's never had one go. So I believe him. But just for my own peace of mind, I've got a step center in there and a safety ring center this end. So I'm not using cone points.
So if you get a catch, you'll just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the safest way.
But not only that, it'll the ring center spread load.
Yeah.
So it's not just the point driving in, it's the ring on both sides of the glue line.
I've turned one piece of wood that's been laminated, and it didn't go well. It was a piece of mahogany. No, sorry, walnut. It was a chopping board blank, So it was a thick chopping board, and it looked perfectly fine. I turned a recess in it, and I put it on the chuck. It was my fault, really. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, or I did, but I didn't know as much as I do now. It weren't the thickest, but in the end, it exploded. So I learnt my lesson, but I managed to finish it in the end. So
Good man. Right, listen, I've got a... Ruby, do you want to come in the chat? As an earworm, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Let's see if I can... No, that's not it. Bear with me, people. Ruby, I've sent you the stream link. If you want to come in the chat. Although at this time of the day, she might well be still in her pajamas. She's like 5 or 6 hours behind us.
where is Ruby based?
Canada.
Ah, okay.
Right. I've got to turn this on.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys can still hear me.
Yeah, I can hear the air, but other than that, it's fine.
Right. So I'm just going to take this down to maximum diameter. Basically, just get rid of the flats. When you get too big a gap, move the tail, draw the rest closer.
Mark, is there any chance you can move the camera a bit?
Hold on. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
I'll try to keep my head out of the way. Still got a flat just there. Here she is. Hello, Ruby.
Good morning.
Hi, Ruby.
Hi, I'm DJ.
Ruby, this is DJ. DJ, this is Ruby.
How are you, DJ?
I'm good, thanks. You?
You're
JP
getting
Woodward.
repetitive.
What was that?
Good.
Right, toss a 10 for the end. That's down to round now. So that's where I started. The other one. Hi, JB.
Mark, I'm getting everything you say repeated twice.
Hey,
Everything you're saying is being repeated twice.
does DJ, have you got your sound up on your computer, mate?
No, I haven't got anything other than StreamYard on. It's not me. Ruby, did you click on the link from YouTube to get on here? Because if so, the YouTube tab might not be open.
Yeah, you might have a YouTube tab open.
I'll tell you what, I'll come back in. All right,
Okay.
I'll come back in.
Alright, so that's gone down to round now. That's where I take my elements and everything else falls off too. Just make sure I'm on my...
Wayne says it was echoing here, but then it stopped.
Yeah. I'm on my progress. Hi, JP. Maybe at this time. You probably would.
Todd says, and colour too.
Yeah, and textured and hollowed. But hey, you know, never mind. Let's go open the door because it's getting hot and sweaty in here. So if you hear any background noise, it's not the ocean, it's just cars driving past. Because I live on a very busy road. Somebody said once, because I did a live with the garage door open, they said, "Oh, I'm so jealous of you living right by the sea. You can hear the waves crashing on the ocean." That's just cars driving past. Right, where's my original? Let's mark out. Do another sphere. Okay.
JP says he would have done it with a carbide too.
Yeah. Whatever. Pair of you. I've got really good friends. I know they're good friends because they take the mickey. If they didn't take the mickey, alright, just trying again. Okay. Alright, that line's the one to use. So it's my center line. That's the center line for my sphere. Right. Ruby's back. Hello, Ruby.
And good morning again.
That stuff's horrible. Right. Sapili. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so again, center line is going to stay. I change cameras. Center line. And again, deactivate, activate, deactivate. There we go. The center line needs to stay. So the first thing you do, take corners off.
So DJ, have you done any turning like this?
Not. I haven't done any really. Well, I've done a couple commissions, but not any like for a carpenter or anything like that. I've done spindle work and stuff, but yeah, I don't overly get that many commissions, or I just don't take them. I prefer to make myself, and I put them in. I'm lucky enough to have a local shop I'm in, so I managed to put some stuff in there. But I mostly turn for the shop like bowls and painted platters and stuff like that. But yeah, it's something I would try or would like to try do, but I'm not too sure.
Some jobs can pay very well, and it allows you to upgrade your machinery and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned. It's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
expensive.
But unlike other hobbies, it can pay for itself.
True.
Whereas you take up boating or something, and that's just like a big hole in your pocket. Now you have a question there. Do you turn resin?
I've done a bit of resin work, but I'm not overly keen on resin. I've made one piece that I really like, which I used hammer beads, which I don't know if you know what they are. I used that, and that ended up looking really nice. But yeah, like I said, I prefer turning wood. I'm not overly keen on resin. It's an expensive mistake if anything happens. That's
True.
how I think of it. But it is nice when it turns out how you want it to. But I don't overly turn much of it.
Well, once you get a few years turning wood under your belt where you don't have as many mistakes, maybe you can go back to it.
I mean, I've got the slow set resin, so I don't have to have a pressure pot or anything. But I have got to make some. I've got this like light fixture which I need to pour a piece of resin with a piece of wood to make. It goes on top of the the lamp. I mean, it makes like a lamp, which that's what I need to do, and that's something I need to do with resin. So that I'll be doing that recently.
Okay, good.
Might have just flattened this one a bit too much.
JP says he's got an expensive pour that he's hoping it won't be a mistake in the works. So he kind of is saying basically the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, recently I've just been turning a lot of bowls as I managed to get quite a lot of logs. And I mean, I don't know, can you see my camera? I'm guessing so. But down on the floor, a lot of shavings I need to clean up.
Yep.
And it has, I need to seal those bowls today, as there's 16 bowls in those shavings. So I need to seal them today.
Well, once they get up to about ankle deep, then I kind of shovel them all into a yard waste bag and get them out of the way.
Yeah, that's the problem though. So I've done that amount. That was 16 bowls in that batch, but I did the 2 days before. It was another 20. So I already filled up the bin, so I have no room for these ones until it gets empty. It is quite a mess at the moment. So.
Right, so I'm back down to the minimum diameter now. At the bottom of the sphere.
When I've had to do those, Mark, what I often do is I cut a silhouette of the sphere out and then use it on the side to make sure I'm round.
A what, sorry?
Yeah, one of those.
I know. That's what I've been doing.
Well, I had to go and change out of my pajamas. Don't forget it was 6 o'clock in the morning here.
So I just used the long point of the skew to come round the bottom, get rid of any door marks.
Yeah. Wayne has to leave. See you, Wayne.
Bye, Wayne.
See you later, Wayne. So there you go. That's pretty close. I'm happy with that. That's as close as it needs to be. And what I'll do is, while I'm here, I'll just sand.
Now, what kind of wood did you say this was?
It's peely.
Very nice wood, but very expensive over here.
Over here it is expensive, but it's not too bad. I've turned a bit of it, but I find it's quite a dusty wood, especially sanding. But it's quite nice. Actually, this piece of peely here, I think. That's a piece of peely here,
Very
which I
nice.
need to finish.
The problem is we can't get it with any thickness here.
Pencil. Okay, let's mark those lines on. I did say before, Ruby, that I'm taking my time, marking my transitions as I go, because I haven't got any spare for this, and I'm being a chicken. So, this isn't the fastest way to do it, but it's the way I'm doing it.
Well, if you don't make any mistakes, it's the most economical too.
Oh yeah, because in real world terms, if I screw one of these up, I've then got a 100-mile round trip to go and collect another blank that he's got to glue up. So it's not only the cost of the wood, it's 100 miles worth of fuel for me at my expense to go and collect. So I'm making sure I do this right.
Well, it's not just that, it's also the time it takes you to go and get it.
Right. All that does is just gives me strength still leaving enough for strength. Just clears out of the way. That's a Hampshire Isles 5/8 round skew, which is a beast for taking material away.
How are they? Because I've got a parting tool that I use, and I use that as a skew, but I knocked off the corners on the grinder because I prefer it like that instead of sharp corners. So I'm looking at getting one of those.
I do like the round skews. My favourite skew, believe it or not, you won't like me. I know there's one turner out there that won't like me saying this, but my favourite skew is the Ashley Isles 1 inch, and it's got the rounded edges. That's my
Yeah,
work.
you definitely want the rounded edges.
Yeah. The going way skew has the rounded edges, but that's more of a delicate detailing skew, whereas this is a workhorse.
Yeah.
That's a beast.
Isn't it if you look with the skews? Isn't it?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Go on.
Isn't if the I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not. Isn't if the skew's rounded over, you can't use it for if you're doing a dovetail?
Yeah, if the top edge is rounded, that makes it very hard to come in with a nice straight edge.
But you can just angle it.
Yeah, that was popularized by a chap in the States, and if you talk to most professional turners, they all have straight edges across the top of their skews.
Right, what was I doing? Let's get rid of this one.
Vances with Aardvarks turned his round skew into a point tool because he couldn't get on with it. What is the diameter of that sphere, Mark?
Hold on. It is not quite 4.5 inches.
Yes, Todd, I am talking about Alan Lasser. I've kind of found over the years that there are a number of people who come out with certain tools and say that this is the end all and the be all of how the tool should be used or what should be done with it. Um, and they've kind of made a name for themselves on that basis. Whereas if you go back and you talk to people who have been turning for a living for years, like Steve Jones, you'll find that's not what they do.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, Ruby?
And yes, Claude, the curved skew can be nicer for a beginner, but I think it's better for a beginner to learn how to use it properly in the first place. If you understand how a skew works and what causes a catch with a skew, then you'll understand basically how all of your tools work.
Right, so that's the fillet. First fillet onto that bead.
If you end up with beautiful spirals from your skew, it means you've come off the bevel. You haven't allowed the handle to come around on the cut.
I mean, I was lucky enough to. I mean, I've always practiced with the skew. I normally try to practice not all the time, but I normally come in the workshop sometimes just to have a practice with the tools. But I was lucky enough when I was at the seminar, the UK seminar. I was lucky enough to get a skew course with Colwyn Way, so I was quite enjoyed that. Which I got to try out a couple different skews, so it was interesting. I kind of like I don't know if it was his skew or someone else's, but it's like a thinner,
Right.
like it's tapered at the end. But
Yeah, I find I like to follow it all the way down to the end because it just gives it a little more weight and stability. Before I do a job that requires a lot of skew work, I actually throw a chunk of wood on and just practice my cuts again just to get the feel till they're smooth.
I mean, I don't overly use the skew that much because with my lathe, when I go left to right, my arm, because where my headstock is and all the stuff is, my arm hits the headstock because of the lathe I've got. So it's not the easiest going one way. It's fine going the other, and that's the way I'm the best at going right to left because that's how I practice because my headstock's not in the way, so I get a better cut from right to left.
Don't forget, you can switch hands and turn left-handed.
I know. I'm not the best at that.
If you don't practice it, you never will be.
No. I mean, I can somewhat do it on like a bowl gouge or spindle gouge. I do practice that with those tools, but I haven't done it with a skew.
That's right.
I need to give it a go.
Sorry, I'm just got a bit lost with on that fillet. Do I need two coats? Okay. Just ignore me, guys.
Okay, we will.
So Ruby, how long have you been turning for?
Since the late 70s.
Wow. So you have quite a lot of experience.
I was lucky.
Hold on a sec. DJ, understatement of the century. Ruby's one of the top wood turners in the world.
Oh.
Now,
She
Mark.
is. Dad,
Mark,
be
go
quiet.
back
Be
to
quiet,
turning.
you. Be quiet, you. She is one of the most well-respected artists, not only in wood turning, but in painting, carving, sculpting, wood turning in the
Mark,
world.
Mark, go back to turning. I was lucky early on that I hooked up with a professional British turner, Alan Batty, and Alan and I became good friends. And he was very particular with me about how I held the tool, the cut direction in relation to the grain direction, and so I gained a lot of good experience from him, and learned how to do it right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then after that, I hooked up with a lot of other very well-known wood turners from that time period as well. And the more you do, the more classes you take, the more you learn. And it all becomes cumulative over the years. And yes, I am related to Paul Clare. He is my great uncle. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to meet him before he passed away. And it's interesting that both he and I were interested in ornamental lathes. Of course, he built his the Clare ornamental lathe.
DJ, you probably don't know, but Ruby is actually my master.
That's why
Okay.
I'm here just to check on what he's doing. Make sure he's not giving you false information.
So Ruby's an RPT as well. She was the first female international RPT. But even though I'm an RPT as well, I'm her apprentice.
That's why all these handles are going to come important, Mark.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I can't wait. Right.
Well, hopefully today the sample that he wants me to do will arrive. It's
We have to work out the logistics of this.
yeah, the handles are going to be about 17 inches long, and the thing is, they have a number of slots and holes that have to be put into them as well. So wait and see what's involved with them first, and what wood he wants them made from.
What are the handles for?
Apparently, this company makes tools, so it's for one of their tools. He didn't really specify.
Okay.
Right. So that's down to my diameter.
Now, is that top part from the base of the?
Hold on, Ruby. Say it again, sorry.
Is the part just to your left of the sphere finished?
Yes. Hold on.
Just this angle, it doesn't look like it.
Yes, hold on. Cheeky.
I believe you. I'm just checking.
Hey.
I'm just checking on you.
Hold on. Oops. There you go.
All right, now also I can see that.
Now I've broken my camera. What do you like?
Todd, the first order is for 1,000 handles.
Is that better? See?
Yes. That's why I told Mark he'll have to come over here for a while and use one of my lathes while I'm using one of the other ones. But it's doing jobs like this you can use to refine your skills down.
Yeah.
Like my favorite tool I would use on this project would be a 3/8 beading parting tool.
I normally use a bead and parting tool with like skew work and stuff like that. I can take a cut of the skew and all that stuff, but I do prefer over a spindle gouge. I prefer a bead and parting tool to do all the beads. Apart from coats, you can't do coats really, but with beads and stuff,
Absolutely.
I prefer a bead and parting tool for beads and stuff. It's in the name, but I find it a lot easier than. Or I just get a better cut as well, better finish. It's just I've worked on that's one of the big things I've actually worked on is beads, clothes, and all that stuff. But I prefer parting tool for beads.
Hey, they're all done. I didn't mess it up. Right, so there you go. Drop it. That way. There you go. And then that's
Terry Bartlett has joined us. Good afternoon, Terry.
that one.
Now, in this job, did you have to apply the finish as well?
No, they're all being painted. So there's that one. And those two. And those two. There you go. All done.
Good. Those parts you still have in the chuck, don't throw them away.
Oh, God, no. They make brilliant jam chucks and holders for drill arbors. And
all kinds of things.
5 of those. There's one there. One there. Yeah. Those are all the bits. Still. Hi, Terry. Nice to see you, mate. So they will go over there in the spares pile. These now get added to these all get painted by the customer because they're painting the whole staircase white, I think. And then the rest of the stuff that's over there which is over here. That's where the rest of the staircase is. So that's 3 full-size newel posts, a half newel post, and 23 stair spindles, which I think I've got the original of one of the spindles. So there's 23 of these, which is a fairly simple design.
Yeah, pretty standard.
The bottom has to stay the same on all of them, but the tops have to lengthen because they're all different length spindles. So this taper will extend on some of them.
When I turn it, then I would put that long end towards the tailstock.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I've got a storyboard for those. This is all down here, and this all starts.
Boy, your shop's changed a lot since I was there.
In what way?
Layout, equipment.
Well, sort of, yeah. I've got another lathe there now, which I use for teaching on.
And that stand on your left, the Klingspor stand.
Oh yeah, that, yeah. It's for all my Klingspor stuff. So these can now get put in here. And that's that part of the order done. Happy days. Because I know Steve, who this work is for, does sometimes actually watch, so he can see that I've actually done the work. That's going to be pretty much it for me now, I think. The rest of the day now is I'm going to turn something for myself, I think. Fridays is my sort of wind down day because I go to Kim's for the weekend later on this evening. So I might do a hollow form or a bowl or something now. Get the work away done. So now 12:25. Yeah, a couple hours turning for myself. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Ruby.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Chris says you're going to be happy if your next client lives in a one-story house.
Sorry.
Well, then you don't need to do any balusters.
Oh, balusters are all right. I do have. Where is it? I did have to invest in a steady rest. So I invested in the one-way steady.
I didn't realize the one-way stuff could fit on the Axminster lathe.
Yeah,
it sits on the ways, and then you just need a something underneath to fit on your underneath for doing it up.
If you buy it from Simon Oak, he custom makes the block that goes underneath, and it fits exact between your bedways.
Yeah.
So you can use them on any lathe you like.
Yeah, because I think you said when I was watching one of the other things, you said something about the coring system doesn't work on your lathe, does it?
That was a one-way coring system. If I'd had the right size legs, the uprights, it would work. Yeah, it would work on any lathe. But the legs, you have to get the legs the right height for the center mark, center point on your spindle. And I'd borrowed that one from somebody who had a 24-inch swing.
And that makes a difference.
And I'm only a 22-inch swing.
See, I've got different legs for my different legs, or my different lathes, for when I use the coring system. The knives fit in all of them.
No, I mean,
Sapili.
I wish I had. Yeah.
Gets everywhere. Right, not going to knock it on the head. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
I got to press the button.
Hope the rest of you have a great day.
Have a lovely weekend, folks. See you next week, I dare say.
Yep.
See you. Bye.